Heat. Sweet, sweet, glorious heat. This next story is all about heat. In case you were wondering, this is how I stay warm out in the shop on these cold, late November days. This is the Mr. Heater Big Buddy propane heater. I've got the adapter so I can hook it up to a big old propane tank, just like you do on your gas grill. But this isn't about heating the shop. Today's story is about heating the farmhouse. Good afternoon, gentlemen, and I'm assuming a few of you ladies out there. It's Kyle the Tool Rambler. We're back here in the shop. Welcome. I am currently trying to master the art of storytelling through the visual medium, so please bear with me. This one is going to be a story about how I woke up one cold morning and discovered there was no heat in the house. And that led me on quite an adventure. So our house is heated by a forced air oil-fired furnace. And I got up one morning, it was chilly November morning, turned on the heat, heard the fan come on, nothing happened. Did some investigating. Turns out that the control unit, that would be this, the Becket R71, the Becket R7184B. This is the interrupted ignition oil primary control. Apparently this is what fires my boiler, or not boiler, my furnace. Without that working, nothing happens. You're just going to get cold air throughout the house. So what I think happened was back in late summer we had a lightning strike that killed our bedroom TV as well as caused our transformer to start putting out 140 volts of power. How did I know that? Well, luckily I have a power conditioner on the entertainment center in my living room. It sits right underneath the TV and it reads out the voltage. And I noticed instead of the normal 120 or so, it varies from like 117 to 125, right in there. It was showing 137 to 145, which is not good. If you know anything about electronics or electric motors, they don't like that, especially compressors and other things. So I got out my multimeter, did a few tests, found out all the outlets in the house were putting out 140, went to the panel. I was getting 140 at the panel, went to the meter, tested it there. I was getting 140 per leg at the meter. So I called the power company. They came out. Sure enough, they agreed with my readings and decided I needed a new transformer, which they, within an hour, had replaced at no charge to us because it is their equipment. It's on their side of the meter. So that was fixed. Well, that was when we were still running the AC. Everything was fine. Cold sets in and we discover that somehow that electrical spike had fried the controller for our furnace. At least that's what I thought. I was pretty sure that was the problem. I went online, did a little bit of Googling, and discovered that the Becket R7184B by Honeywell, which controls my oil burner, is no longer available. It's obsolete, much like a lot of things around here. But I was promised that the GeniSys 7505, also by Becket, is a direct replacement. So I went ahead and ordered it, and for 105 bucks came to my door, and then I'm going to show you what happened. Okay, here we are in the cellar. We are working on the boiler. This is a fuel oil boiler, and I believe the problem is right here. The Becket R7184B ignition oil primary control. And what I understand is this is no longer manufactured.
So I'm told this is the direct replacement, the 7505. So we're going to attempt to replace it and see if we can get heat in this old farmhouse. So the first thing we need to do, obviously, is be safe. So I'm going to pull out my voltage detector. We're going to check. Oh, yep, we got voltage. We got voltage everywhere. So we are going to go turn off the breaker. No longer have power. So the unit, false alarm. Unit is safe to work on. Just loosen up these screws. All right, now we can pull this out. That's a lot of wires. All right, I've buttoned everything up now. I'm going to set this here while I go upstairs to turn everything back on, and hopefully this time it will work. There it is. We got pump, we got flame, we got heat. Hallelujah.
So I want to point out that these are the tools I used to do all of that work. I used the Klein 20-in-1 adjustable impact. It's a great tool. You got your Phillips screwdriver there. It's got a bunch of bits up here in the handle. You've got your nut drivers. I don't know if that's focusing, but anyway, it's got a 1/4 inch here, 5/16. You may have seen that in the previous video. Also, I don't know why, but since it was there, I used my ratcheting screwdriver a little bit. I used my Knipex AWG 1020 electrician's pliers. They're strippers. Great pliers. I used it just to, I don't know if you saw, but I used it to remove the contacts from the back and replace them. I also used my Southwire non-contact voltage tester just to make sure everything was safe. I didn't want to electrocute myself. And somewhere along the way, I guess, I decided I was going to use my SOG Powerlock. I have carried this for, I want to say, 10 years or so. Sits on my belt. It's got a nice little belt sheath. Folds up. Goes right in there. So you always have a set of tools with you. Now, I'm going to do further reviews on multi-tools and give you some of my thoughts on those coming up. But yeah, they're always great to have around. Keep them on my belt all the time, especially if I'm out doing work. When I ran my pool maintenance company, I used it every day, and I can't say enough about it. I'm a big fan of SOG. But anyway, those are the tools I used. As you can see from the previous video, we got heat working in the house, and hopefully everyone has a great Thanksgiving. I'll have some more videos out soon. Looking forward to interacting with you guys. Please comment, like, subscribe. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and don't forget to ramble on.